This is absolutely, the more I hear this, it's absolutely ridiculous. It makes me sick to my stomach. To sit up here and hear all of the money that's spent and wasted, all of the raises that have been gotten, and just like my brother over here, he was saying about his 2 weeks pay. I called Elizabeth today, and I've been working for Reynolds since 1985, and I asked her, where was my 2 weeks that they held in the hold? She told me that there was never anything held back. And I told her I beg to differ. So where is that? That's all I have to say, because this is disgusting. It's really disgusting to me. It is.
Sheriff Taylor here, could she come up and try to clarify that pay period issue? It's come up twice already.
Through you, Mr. Chair. In 2009, a decision was made essentially because we were faced with 27 pays to maintain 26 pay periods. If I can just backtrack and just give a little bit of information, because it is a complex issue that stems back approximately 3 years, I beg your indulgence. As previously mentioned, employees that are anticipated to be separated from the county June 1st, their last paycheck will be May 22nd. Employees essentially are prepaid, and the prepayment is a result of a payroll structure. Whenever we pay on a biweekly basis, in some years you end up with 26, but almost every 10 to 11 years you end up with 27 pays. The county opted in 2009 not to divide the base pay by 27. If we had divided by 27, the last paycheck in 2009 would have been December 31st. However, because we divided by 26 and avoided everyone taking home their same paycheck instead of a reduced paycheck, their last pay was December 17th. The first pay in 2010 on the same biweekly schedule would have been January 15th. However, in order to alleviate the hardship of having to go a full month without a paycheck, the county made the decision then to prepay employees effective January 1 for the subsequent 2 weeks. That decision and the impact of the biweekly pay schedule as a result of the Gregorian calendar was discussed with all union employees, with all union leadership in November of 2009. And that's where the rolling pay schedule came into effect, where when employees were paid in 2009 on a Thursday, in 2010 it was moved to a Friday, in 11 it was moved to a Monday, and in 12 we're now being paid on a Tuesday. So this decision stems back quite a while, and again it was from my understanding geared towards alleviating a hardship of lowering the take-home pay by dividing by 27. So the young lady that mentioned every other employer maintains a biweekly pay schedule is correct. But in our case, we opted not to lower the base take-home pay by dividing by 27 and maintain it by 26.
Thank you, Director. That was discussed with union leadership at the time, and the decision was made back then. Okay. All right. Can I have some order, please? And can anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward. You had a chance, ma'am. You had a chance. I would have to let everyone else that spoke have another opportunity. I'm sorry.
Mary, you didn't speak. Can you come up and ask my question? Did you ask the people who were hired in October of last year why they're 2 weeks behind?
Yeah. We would like to know about employees hired as of October of last year. How does it affect the employees?
Give me your name and hometown.
I'm sorry. I'm Marianne Adonna. I'm a social worker from Union County, and I live in Roselle.
Okay. Director Taylor, can you address that, please?
Through you, Mr. Chair. Through an internal audit in the Department of Finance, the prepayment issue was addressed in, I believe, June or July of 2010. June or July of 2011. Whereby employees that were hired after January 1, 2010, we made them whole because those employees then received 2 paychecks. For those employees that were hired in the latter part of 2011, they can attest, or our payroll records would show, they received 2 paychecks on the first pay subsequent to their employment. For those employees that were hired after June 1, 2010 and forward, we went back and we issued them their retro pay after the internal audit showed that those employees were essentially short of pay. So they were made whole. And those records and the findings are also made part of the 2010 audit. So the prepayment issue is part of our official documents. We are aware of it, and we're trying to work with all of our unions to reconcile it. And unfortunately, the pay schedule is part of the negotiated agreements, and we have not come to a consensus with all of the units in order to resolve the issue.
And the records will show that for each employee what their pay was?
Absolutely.
Right, fair enough, thank you. Please, anyone else wish to speak?